Hi, I'm gonna try something different today for this video. I picked up a book that I absolutely love. It's called The Road Less Stupid. I am in love with this book. I think if you're in business, you should absolutely read this book. So I haven't picked it up in a very long time, so I'm picking it up right now, and it's a really great book. But at the end of every chapter, there are questions, and they're really smart questions to be asking yourself, and actually think about, and then the answers that you get, you should actually be using them. I can't explain it. I'll explain it in a second. And so I want to take one or two of the questions in this video and actually answer it. It's just a good exercise for myself, and possibly you may like it as well. Okay. So I don't even know where to start, but I do have a couple of post-it notes in here, so I might jump to those. It looks like I took some notes. One post-it note says how to increase your conversion rate, so I guess the questions there will help me do that. The next one is how to bulletproof your business. That's cool. And then the other one is how to increase your conversion. Same thing. Okay, so let's go to the last one, which is how to increase your conversions. And let's see what questions we have. Hold on. Okay, so first and foremost, why are customers buying this product or service, and what is really most important to them? So when I think about my stationery, people are buying my product, this product, because they want to keep in touch in an old traditional way. They think that, they believe that writing letters as opposed to text or email or calling is really a lost art, and they want to stick with it. They think it's traditional, they think it's etiquette, it's really important to them. And so what's important to them is keeping in touch with friends, family, etc., thanking them, reaching out to them, but in this old-fashioned way. They think there's nothing like pen to paper. And so what's also really important to them is, hold on a second, I had to close the door. So what's also really important to them is that the stationery really represents their style, really represents their status, right? So nobody ever wants to write on stationery that's cheap and flimsy. They also want to write on something that feels like their personality, their identity, if that makes sense, right? So that's I feel the biggest thing when it comes to my product, what's important to them. Okay, so let's go to the other questions. I think you should ask this for yourself and really think through some things. By the way, if you've been following my journey here on YouTube, you know that I'm on medication. And so I guess I'm not updating you per se, I'm updating myself and thinking out loud that I feel like with this medicine, I think slower. Sometimes I also realize, I think that I don't have a lot of thoughts. Like, I feel like I could have went on and on and on and on with this question, but I finished my thought and I'm done. And so that's very unusual for me, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Okay, next. Where is the red hot searing pain or frustration in the market, and what are we doing to address that problem? So so by the way, if you're listening to this question and tell yourself, I don't know, well, you probably haven't been in business long enough, to really know your target audience. So that's a problem in itself. But if you're like, okay, I get that, fine, but what do I do to answer this question? I think the best way to approach it is looking at reviews. Reviews are very telling, not just your own, but your competitors, especially the 3, 2, and 1 star reviews. Okay, possibly even the 4, but I think the frustration, and maybe I have to really think about this question even more, but I think if there's a frustration in the market, people, okay, I don't 100% know this, I'm just thinking out loud. People want to be able to see what their stationery looks like prior to receiving it, and possibly even prior to purchasing. My website at this current time does not offer that preview. I am working on it, okay? I have some ideas. Next, I would think that their expectation of what they thought they were going to receive doesn't match what they actually receive. So whether that be color, quality, color, quantity, how they thought the design would be set up. So it should really be crystal clear, your listing, the product listing, and how it's set up, etc., in order to make sure that their expectations when they receive the product match or even exceed it, right? So imagine they receive the product and exceeded the expectation. That's what I would like, okay? But is that the really red hot searing pain or frustration in the market? I don't think so. I asked ChatGPT a long time ago, and I believe that, well, I exported my, hold on a second. Hi, I downloaded my data and I'm able to search it. I wish ChatGPT had a feature where you could, oh, I already exported it yesterday. I don't have to export it again. Anyway, that you could search within the conversations to find the conversation that you were thinking about. But no, I have to export the data, and which is a lot because I talk to ChatGPT a lot. And then I could search. I'm opening that right now because I did ask it something about stationery and pain points. So I'm gonna hit Control F. Let's see, pain points. Okay, here it is. What pain points does my product solve? I sell personalized note cards. And by the way, let me fix my hair. I'm very well aware of what pain points my product solves, but I sometimes need other insight. I may be very biased. I'm always learning about my customer. I hate this lighting. Okay, so I think it would be, I thought I had an extra light source in here. Oh, wellsies. Anyway, so let's see. This is personalized with the person's name, and they choose ink and envelope color. And then it says, here are several pain points. So first of all, I would really like to be able to go back to this chat and continue the conversation, but it doesn't let me do that. I can't find the chat. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, so it tells us, the first pain point is personal touch. People are looking, I already mentioned that, customization, the ability to tailor their note cards to their personal style. I told that, but it's not like you red searing hot, Okay, here's another conversation. Top 10 personalized stationery pain points. I use ChatGPT like all the time, like $20 a month. Don't care. Like it's so useful for me. I just absolutely love it. So it tells me limited. So there are pain points. Possibly is limited customization options. Customers may want more customization options that's available, such as unique fonts or graphics. I could see that. I can see that sometimes when people reach out to me for custom work, obviously there's things I don't carry. What's a way to address this? Can I carry everything? No, that's physically impossible. I can't think of everything, but I wonder if there's something I could do to make sure I welcome custom orders even more. High prices. Personalized stationery can be more expensive than non-personalized stationery, which might be a barrier to purchase for some customers. I don't think mine is the most expensive in the market for what I offer. I think it's pretty good, just depending on who you ask. Long lead times. Mine does not have long lead times. I'm very proud of that. Limited design templates. I think mine are fine. I'm not saying I can't improve. I'm just trying to work through and find the red searing hot ones. Difficulty in previewing the final product. I mentioned that. I have a plan to work on that, so that really does help. Unclear instructions or process. I think, by the way, there's there could be some improvements with this. I'm always working on being better with Amazon. In fact, Amazon has a new feature that will help me. However, it could also prevent people from understanding the purchasing process. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm not sure. Poor quality. People may receive stationery with poor quality and they may be disappointed. Limited feedback and support. They may have difficulty contacting customer support. That's an issue with, I feel tired today. I don't like it. All right. Inconsistent quality. Yes, if they are a repeat customer, is their experience consistent? The product itself is. If they repeat buy a certain design, are we setting it up the same way? That could vary because it is, it's not like a standard template. Most of the time it is. It just depends. Okay. So difficulty in reordering. Okay. I said, give me 10 more. Limited paper quality options. They might want thicker paper. Interesting. Or possibly even a cream colored paper. I currently only offer white. My business does very well with just offering white. So I don't think that's a huge pain point for them. Difficulty in matching colors. I have that difficulty. I don't think my customers have noticed. Limited size options. I do wonder about this. I wonder in the size of notepads. I wonder in the size of a note card if they want a 5x7. It's more easier for me to offer a larger notepad than it is to offer larger note cards. Limited payment options, poor website experience, limited product selection. I think maybe not limited product selection, but maybe understanding how to navigate properly on my website and Amazon's website in order to find what they need. I think that would be really, really important to consider. Okay, and I can go on and on, right? So let's go to the next question. I think it's important to answer these and then figure out what's the plan of action to help improve these things that you're, saying. What needs to happen to cause our target market to discriminate in our favor, really? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What could cause my target market to really discriminately want to only buy my product? I really think this might take some more time to think about. Anytime I've been a huge fan of somebody's, it's really, the customer service is out of this world. That's how I will probably stick with you loyally, even if your product is good, not even great. Obviously, cherry on top is if your product is great, right? But I think people overlook outstanding, out of this world customer service, and I think we do good. I think some days we do great. I think we have an opportunity to be more consistently great. Consistent is the key. I think we have the opportunity to be out of this world. Obviously, I think maybe less than a handful of times we've been out of this world. That's an extreme, thing of measure. You've seen it before. You've probably seen it in Facebook comments on people's ads and stuff like that, where they're completely flabbergasted about the company's customer service experience. That's exactly what I want. And then, of course, there's many things. It's a snowball effect. I'm not saying there's one or two things, but obviously some things way more than others. I think one of the other things is, all these little things you have to do. Shipping on time, really great quality. Following up if something is late in shipment, following up to make sure that they received it. If not, hey, would you like us to reship? All these little things. I think we have room for improvement in some of these, but I think you have to ask yourself, when it comes to our target market discriminate in our favor? First of all, they have to know I exist. So if they don't know I exist, this question doesn't really apply. So the people that know I exist, you could argue that some of them have not went back to shop with me. They went back to shop with other people. Why is that? I don't know. Is because they didn't like my quality, my customer service, my packaging, the turnaround time it took to get the product, or did I not offer something that my other competitor offers, right? So did I make it clear in any type of marketing or communication that I'm the best they're going to get? Obviously you don't say that, but is it clear in some form or fashion that I don't want to try another company? It's just too much of a headache to try something else. So for example, I have T-Mobile, right? And, to be honest with you, I don't want to, change my carrier. Yes, I probably would keep the same number and stuff, but I don't know what to expect. And I just don't want that. I don't want the uncertainty. I want to be T-Mobile in a sense that I'm not saying T-Mobile is the best. I'm just saying I want to be so good that I would be scared as a consumer to try somebody else, because how could somebody match that? Okay. Yeah. I definitely feel that I'm not jumping around in my thoughts. I find that to be very interesting. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. And I'm hoping that I get used to it in a sense that it will then turn into helping me focus on what I need to work on. But I worry about my executive dysfunction. If you don't know what that is, I don't know how to describe it, but essentially it's like I find it almost physically and mentally impossible to work on certain things I don't want to work on in the moment. However, in 3 days from now, I could want to work on that thing. I'm not explaining the best I can, but if you look it up, if you're interested in knowing more about it, look it up. Do you not feel I'm more calmer? I can't explain it, but I feel that way. Okay. What needs to happen? Okay. When I really look at how my competition is doing, what? Hold on. Let me read that again. When I really look at how my competition is doing, what it is doing, oh, I guess I thought there was supposed to be a comma there. It's not. Okay. When I really look at how my company is doing, what it is doing to capture market share, what do we need to change to compete more effectively? I gotta actually then now look at my competitors and see what they're doing to capture market share. I have a good handle on the market share on Amazon. I'm actually according to my Amazon rep that I work with, she sees some data that I don't see. I am the top seller of stationery on Amazon, period. It's what I do. Etsy, I have some improvement, so maybe I could look on there. I have not some improvement, I have a lot of improvement, but in my defense, it's because I've ignored Etsy, not fully ignored, but ignored it enough because of how much Amazon does. So I really need to look into, I think that's a really great question for me to work on, to really help give me insight as to what I could be changing to compete even more effectively. By the way, my revenue was almost 2 million and in 2023. And so you could argue that I compete just fine, but I'm never a person that just decides, hey, I'm doing good enough. Why? Because if you decide that you're complacent, the rug will be taken out from under you. And so, if you keep being complacent. So I think it's important to, and this is how I roll, you could do a version of this, but it's important to always act like somebody's taking food out of your kid's mouth if you have kids. If you don't, out of your own mouth. And so while that may be a very high stress induced way to run a business, that's what being entrepreneur is about. Not for everyone. Maybe it doesn't apply to everything, but you could argue that that's how you continue to survive, okay? I'm not in a business that is so proprietary that not everybody could do it, okay? Meaning, while I think some people have tried to do personalized stationery and failed, I think in general it's not a huge barrier to entry. It's fairly low. Yes, I think I succeeded more than others because of certain tactics and strategies I do, but I really need to make sure that I'm always improving myself. So I love that question. I'll definitely get back to it. It's really warm in here. Hold on a second. Just making sure my team is okay. I'm working from home today. They're working in the office. Okay, they are. Okay, so where do we need to carve out a niche or control some real estate in our consumers' minds about our message, our promise, or our results? I don't know what that means. Let me read that again. Where do we need to carve out a niche or control some real estate in our customer's mind? I don't know about that question. I might have to reread the chapter to understand that. But I really love this book, guys. I love this book, and I haven't read it in a while. I did take some notes when I used it originally. I think it's an absolute must. I'm a huge problem solver, and typically these questions like this help me tremendously. So I hope this is the first video I did like this. So if you really like this video, comment below if you want me to do more. Honestly, I might just do more in general, but I would still love to hear from you if you want me to, because we could do these together. I think that might be fun. Me reading those questions and you also answering along with me for your own business. Again, the book is called The Road Less Stupid. I know it's a weird title, but it's a really good damn book. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.